Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to North Country Off-Grid. Today, I went up this morning to the Bonner County Planning Department to deal with my permits, try to get a resolution to our situation out here with the permits. And I'm going to talk to you guys about what transpired there. Tomorrow's video, possibly the next day, you can see everything, all the footage from start to finish. Went into the office, talked to the people. Got some answers, so I'm going to let you guys just see the whole interaction, but I'll give you kind of a rundown of what happened today in this video. A little bit shorter video. I think tomorrow's video is going to be somewhere around about 25 minutes. It went pretty quick, but it's kind of a long video. Before we get started, we are actually going to grab a few things out of the garden. The garden is garden's doing well. Got tomatoes turning red and orange. It's doing pretty good. It's looking like it needs some water. But we've got some stuff over here, guys, we're going to grab, and we're going to go feed them to the pigs. We don't really eat the squash, unfortunately. It's just not something that anybody really likes. Probably won't be planting it again. If we do plant it again, it'll be strictly just to feed to the pigs, because what we like to do is pull the squash out of here and go watch the pigs tumble it around and eat it all. They love the squash, so that's what we're going to go do really quick, is feed them some squash. That fell right off of there. Check this out, guys. We got some peppers. They're growing a little weird. I don't know if anyone watered today. It looks a little dry out here. Look at this thing growing. Look at that. That's all pumpkin plant right there. That thing took off. So we're gonna have some pumpkins. But I left early this morning, so the kids kind of took over my chores. I wanted to be able to get there as they were opening up, so it's a 45-minute drive one way to get there, so I wanted to be able to get there early so I didn't have to stand in any lines or wait around or make my day any longer. It's already a waste of time, all the stuff I could be doing out here on the farm. So Callie took over my chores. I like to come out and water the garden, but it looks like no one covered my back on the garden. That's all right. This might actually be a zucchini. This one didn't come off the squash plant. I had a big one growing on the squash plant the other day, but the kids must have pulled it off and fed the pigs. It's kind of an entertaining thing to do. We did some separating yesterday in the pens. We've got 5 or 6 pigs over here that are they're getting really big. They're doing really well. And then we've got 5 or 6 over here that just need to be separated by size, because the big ones always pretty much just eat first, push the little ones out of the way. We decided to pull them off to give them a chance to grow evenly. So we got like 5 and 6, 6 and 6, I don't know what it is. We're gonna throw this zucchini squash, I think it's zucchini. We're gonna throw this to the pigs, let you guys watch this, it's pretty funny. And then we're gonna talk about the permitting issue and what we got figured out today and what didn't get figured out today. Fun to watch those little guys chase that stuff around. It's kind of like a hot potato. One of them gets it, one of them knocks it out of their face, and then they grab it and they run around with it more than they actually get time to eat it, but it's fun to watch. They're getting nice organic feed given to them too. Pretty cool. All right, guys, so what happened today, what transpired today at the permitting place, we got some good news, we got some bad news, we found some stuff out. I was able to go up there, get the permits, applications that I wanted. I wanted to do paper ones. I didn't want to do the computer generated one. I wanted to sit down and talk to the guy about having to give up my right for them to be able to, my right to privacy, and allow them to just come out anytime they want, whenever they want. So I was able to sit with someone and talk to him about them. It was a very reasonable conversation. It went well. The guy completely saw my side of it. He actually agreed with me. He didn't see any need for me to have to give up my right for the entire block of that permit, and didn't really understand why we couldn't just negotiate a time. What we did find out with the permit is, this just makes it more ridiculous. The permit that we need for the structure is an exemption permit. It's a permit that shows the boundaries. So it's basically a permit that says I don't need a permit, but I just need to show that I'm set back from the property lines, so I'm not encroaching on my neighbors, honoring those setbacks. So a setback is a structure built off of the property line X amount of feet. I don't know if it's like 25 feet or 75 feet or something like that, but it just stops you from building right on your neighbor's property line, which I still don't think is any of their business. I should be allowed to build anywhere I want. That's fine. That's not today's gripe. But I found out today that I was told that for this permit, because it generates no money for them, they do not come out and check anything. They just trust that where I said the building is, that's where the building is. And still they're entrusting me that the size of it is what I say it is. So they're trusting me there. However, they still require me to give them access to the land. And I said, well, why do I have to give you access to my land if you're not even going to come out here to check it? And he said, oh, it's a good question. Basically what he did is he went back and he asked an administrator or somebody else what we could do. Because I told him, I'd be willing to come up with a time frame. I'm just not going to give you guys the, free reign for an entire year over my property. Not going to do it. So what can we do to mitigate this whole thing? And keep in mind, guys, that no money is being exchanged. This is free. It is not costing me a dime. I just put it in and it's done. So they're not getting any money out of it. No money is being exchanged whatsoever. This is a free permit. So he came back basically from talking to the guy, and he said there's nothing we can do to change the language of it. The contract is the permit. The permit is a contract. The contract is what it is. He said, I completely agree with you. It should not be on there. It's pointless to be on there. But whoever he went and talked to said, we're not changing it. There's nothing we can do. This covers us. And he did kind of change the story when he came back out, and he said that it allows them, if need be, to be able to come out and verify that the structure that I'm permitting is the structure that I'm permitting. So, I mean, right there just sends off red flags every which way. He's talking about, we don't need to come out to your property. And then in the same sentence, he's saying, but sign this because we might come out to your property. So, guys, we're at a bit of an impasse again. We did find out some stuff. We did find out that the permit is free. So this doesn't set us back any money. The city makes no money off of it, or the county makes no money off of it. This is just a permit for nothing, basically. And I even more so, I don't understand why I would need to surrender my rights to privacy for a permit where they claim that they will not come out. Because that's their practice. They do not come out and check on these types of permits. They don't do it. Yet they're still wanting it. They're saying that if I want to be in compliance and follow the law, I still have to check that box that says that they have access to my property. So the meeting didn't go as I wanted to. It didn't go as well as planned. I'd hoped to. Actually hope to be able to just give them cash right there and say, okay, we're done, good, cool, and then be done with it. Unfortunately, this is still a problem. So I asked him, what's the best way to just change this so that other people coming up here don't have to deal with this kind of stuff, because nobody should have to surrender their God-given rights to privacy to you guys, especially when you don't even plan on coming out. You should be leery of something like that. We're not going to do it, but sign this. That's more suspicious than, hey, this is part of the process, so you have to sign it. Suspicious. I find it suspicious. Maybe it's not. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments. Does that seem suspicious for them to say that we do not come out and check, but we still want access to your property? So by the end of it, basically their administrator guy in the office, the head of that office, he was busy doing something, so I couldn't get a meeting with him then. I was given his contact information. So our next step is going to be to contact the head of the administration, talk to him, and see how we can resolve this to where everyone gets what they want, and you know, the government is not forcing we the people to surrender our rights given to us by God, guaranteed to us by the Constitution of the United States of America. That is, they are still bound to those laws. Whether Idaho has come up with their own laws, their own regulations, if those contradict the Constitution of the United States, they are null and void. It just hasn't been brought to light yet. So if that's what we're doing here, guys, if that's what the meaning of this entire journey is going to be, is to expose this dirty deed being done and bring it to the attention of people, and we get it changed, then that is going to be the goal. For someone to require you to give up a right, for them to enforce a law, is illegal and unconstitutional and immoral. Period. Plain and simple. That's how it is. At least that's the way I see it. I might not see it right. Maybe my mindset is wrong. I know there's plenty of people out there who say, oh, just comply. Just comply. It's for the greater good. Just comply. That's probably why your state is the way your state is. That's probably why you know, you've been allowing people to chip away at your freedoms, your God-given rights. And that's kind of why this country is headed in the direction that it is headed in, is because we allow bureaucrats and government to chip away at rights, and they take a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. They don't take chunks at a time, guys. They don't take big bites. They're not sharks. They're mice. They take a little bit at a time, just a little bit, and they whittle away at it, and they whittle away at it until there's nothing there. So don't expect them to come out and say, give us all of your guns. They're not going to say that. What they're going to say is, give us your large capacity magazines. Give us these guns. Give us this amount of ammo. It's the little movements that matter, guys. So you got to keep an eye out on that. So for this situation at hand, we're just going to have to wait and see how it goes. Hopefully we can talk to the administrator. Hopefully we can come up with a resolution for it. That's all I can hope for, guys. The mentality of the government should not be comply or die. That's not what it should. That's not what it should be. That's not what it was meant to be. That's kind of the way it is. But we'll basically see when we deal with this guy. You know, is he going to protect, you know, business as usual? Is he going to just draw a hard line and say sign it or deal with the consequences? And then the whole thing escalates. I don't know. We're just going to have to see. I don't think I'm drawing a hard line. The hard line that I'm just standing on was already drawn. It was already framed in the Constitution of the United States. So it's already there. I'm just standing on what exists already. These guys are the ones who've been pushing the boundaries year after year. New law after new law, new regulation after new regulation. So we're just going to have to wait and see. This is a bigger battle between, you know, than just me and the permitting place. This is a government that governs the entire area out here. They deal with all sorts of people who just sign away, and we probably need to change that mentality. This state is definitely the right state for it. This area is definitely the right area for it. It's just we need to give a voice to the little people. When you're walking into that office by yourself and you see all the guys say sign the box or else, you're by yourself, you're on your own. I'm not by myself and I'm not on my own. Guys, I have all of you guys and there's power in the numbers. So it's not just me they're messing with, it's all of you guys who are going to be aware of it. And that's how change is affected in this country. We all work together to come together to affect the change, and then we can vote these people out and get rid of them and start at the top and trim them all the way down, and then we just need to get more people in there who aren't tyrants looking to just fill their pockets while taking from we the people. Guys, this government does nothing to generate income. They don't produce anything. They just take. They figure out ways to take from people, and that is all they are doing in this situation as well. They've come up with a system of permitting to people who live out in agricultural land, rural communities, and they're figuring out how they can just take little bits. Take. We'll just continue to take little bits. We'll put in new regulations, new permitting, and then we'll just over the years continue to make it more and more. And then as these people apply for raises and their bonuses and their salaries go up every year or whatever, as they get paid more and more, that money's coming from somewhere. And it's not that they're running commerce. They don't do anything to make money. They take money. They steal money. They extort money. That's not a secret. But getting these guys to understand what they're doing and getting them to change their ways is going to be pretty hard, because most people look out for themselves and are very greedy. It's all about how much can I put in my pocket versus, you know, am I going to stand up for my fellow man? And many of these politicians, they'll run on the platform of, I'm here for the people, I'm representing the people, yet they're filling their pockets in the process. We put too many sharks in office, too many wolves in office. Too many greedy people in office. These people make good salaries working for the people. Government shouldn't be getting rich. Government employees should not be living wealthy. Really, they should be eking by because they're serving the people. And that's the way it is. That's the way it should be, anyway. You should not be making a good living if you're working for government. You should be eking by, paycheck to paycheck, struggling to make ends meet, like the people you're stealing money from. Don't agree with me? Tell me in the comments. If you don't agree with me and you tell me in the comments, let me know if you're a government worker. All right, guys, that is it for this video. If you want to see the full video of the entire interaction, it should be out tomorrow or the next day. I'm not sure. On my way back today, it looks like I blew an O-ring on my injector. So tomorrow I got to go get parts, put a new O-ring in my injector, and then hopefully my vehicle will be back up and running. So to top off an entire just shit day of wasting time and money, I got to do some engine work on the truck. Not cool. Catch you on the next one.